Really can't talk about it. All right, we're good. We're good. We're here with Marissa, and her business is in a, I don't know how you want to say it. It was striking. It's strikingly fascinating to me, but it's boudoir. Did I say it right?
Yes.
Boudoir photography.
Mm-hmm.
So, what is the name of your business?
It's Boudoir by Marissa Harlow.
Okay, and you can find that on Instagram.
Yep.
Website.
So on Instagram, it's Marissa Harlow _ boudoir.
Okay. Now, before we get into what type of pictures these are and what we show up on that screen over there for everyone to see, in your own words, what would you say this is, the boudoir photography business? Because when I first saw your pictures on Instagram, I was like, wow, that is sharp. No, really, there was an artistic quality to it, and I know that's where that heads.
Mm-hmm.
But your images particularly,
Yes.
I really liked.
Thank you. So a lot of times people ask me if I shoot porn,
Right.
but that's not what I do. It's very artistic, and my goal is that you can take a piece of my work and put it on your walls, and be proud of it, not
Right.
ashamed of it. So yes, it's really about being sexy and embracing who you are and learning to love yourself and who you are, and owning it. And I do my best with boudoir photos.
Yeah. Now, going a little deeper, this is how I see things, because I'm always looking for something that brings out positivity in a life force, if you will. When you have someone that goes into this, and I'm asking you a question, when you have somebody that goes into this and they take a picture, or they go through this session with you, it seems very liberating, number one, or I don't know, that's my assumption. But the second part of it is almost transforming, because when you come into this, you almost don't know what, to expect to a certain degree. Once you're done, I understand the empowerment that you can get from it. And I know this could be with guys, but it seems like more women do this. That's what I see.
Absolutely. I think it's just more popular with women because you associate lingerie and like Victoria's Secret
Sure.
with women. I haven't come across it yet, but maybe there's men's lingerie out there. But I'm not really sure.
John, do you own lingerie? I don't.
So, it's not very well known for men to do it, but I am kind of pushing forward for making it more of the norm. I think men deserve to feel just as good about themselves as women do.
Absolutely.
And I think that taking a picture and seeing what you really look like through somebody else's eyes or through the lens is a great way. It's like a reality check.
Sure. Now, how did you get started in this? I mean, that's the big question.
Sure. I got started about 5 years ago. I have started my business, and I didn't really own a camera before then.
Before 5 years ago?
Yeah.
Are you serious?
I'm dead serious. And I started out shooting maternity. So pregnant woman, I wanted to make feel beautiful.
Right.
But of course, if
Were you pregnant at the time?
I wasn't. I
Okay.
had just
All right.
had my baby though.
Okay,
And
so you're grasping onto that. Okay.
yeah,
Sure.
I had modeled
Okay.
way long ago. And I remained good friends with the photographer that I did a lot of work with. So he messaged me shortly after I had my kid, and he was like, "Hey, get this camera, Black Friday sale, snag it, and just play with it." And so it just kind of took off from there.
Did you go online and learn techniques, or did somebody show you what?
A lot of it was hands-on and YouTube and self-taught experiment. Yep.
He saw some of your pictures and he's like, "These are really good."
Oh, thank you.
And I was like, "Wait till you hear the story."
Yeah. Well, and then I moved on to newborns because you can't have maternity clients and then not be able to photograph their babies.
Sure.
So I did spend a lot of time, like I invested a lot into newborn photography so that I could actually do it safely and correctly and not risk people's children.
I'm sorry. That seems like that would be really rough.
Sessions could take up to 4 hours.
Oh,
Up to 4 hours. And I always got the cranky babies
I
for
was
some
just gonna
reason.
say.
Always.
Oh,
I didn't catch a break for a while. So honestly, it kind of burned me out. I have my own children. I love children.
Yeah.
And I will shoot your children outside. Photograph. Let's call it photograph your children outside. But
shoot
I'm
your
just
children outside. Yeah, that's one of
Sorry.
them clips you see on a billboard.
I will photograph your children outside all day long, but when it comes to newborns, there's so many other great newborn photographers in our area that just have so much more patience than I do, and I have no problem referring them.
Yeah, now you have no problem. I don't know about newborns. Here, I tell this to my wife all the time. God, I'm gonna get killed on this episode. To me, newborns are ugly. They are.
not nice.
I know they're.
You
I
sound like
know
my
it's
own
nice.
husband.
So he agrees with me.
Yes.
Her husband's here with us, folks. So he's smiling while I said that too. No, I do. Yes, they're cute. They're little and they're yeah. You want to hold them and all, but their faces are all mashed in, and it just seems like they haven't like give them a couple months. Put some weight on them and.
Yeah, they look like scrawny chickens
So,
sometimes.
see,
Yeah,
you just supported my.
I'll give it to you that not all babies are beautiful. Not all babies are, and
They're beautiful in their own right.
They
I
are.
get that, but that would be tough.
I mean,
Do you ever
talk about putting on the spot? Your kid's
Wait.
ugly. No.
But were you ever in like the delivery room taking pictures?
No. So
that would have been cool.
That would be. And, I've had opportunities to. It just isn't my cup of tea.
Yeah.
My own deliveries was kind of enough. If my best friend was like, hey, bring the camera, I'd love for you to take pictures,
Yeah.
I absolutely would. For sure.
Because I've seen some photos, where people have done that with newborns. I mean, where they were just born.
Yeah.
And I'm like, wow, that was really slick.
Mm-hmm.
Very tasty and
I've seen some amazing ones go around on some of the photography groups.
Yeah,
It's
like you can
just
feel the
stunning.
moment through the
Yeah.
photo.
Yeah.
So good. Okay, so you got past the newborn, burnt out kind of thing.
Yep, burnt out.
And that was after like how much time had passed by?
So I did newborns for 3 or 4 years.
Oh wow. Okay.
Yeah.
So you spent some time there.
Of my time. And then last January, I really decided that I wanted to get into boudoir photography. I started to dabble in it.
January 2019.
Yeah. My husband encouraged me. At the time, I was really pregnant, and my husband was like, listen, we'll put a custom-built shed out behind the house, and, you can turn it into a studio. The kids will be here, and
Nice.
you can just photograph that. And it really just took off on me, which I'm super thankful for, and I feel really blessed about. But that also just makes me want to keep going and encouraging everybody, not just women, but
Yeah.
men.
So when you start off, you say in a shed, obviously your studio. When you start off,
It was my she shed.
she shed, right? You didn't have any he sheds yet. When you're doing that, I mean, how do you know what like angles or what positions you have? Because we're going to show some pictures. We'll get to that.
Sure.
And you'll see why I'm asking this question is, how did you figure all this stuff out? If you didn't have a mentor, I mean, was it just you like?
So really, there's some photographers that I started following
Okay.
on Instagram that I was just like, wow, I love their work. I would love to be on that level someday. And I've just kind of YouTubed and taught myself and signed up for workshops that helped me figure out, my editing styles and my shooting styles. And, a little secret between you and I take about 700 images per photo shoot.
Wow. How long is a shoot then?
Anywhere from an hour and a half to 2 hours,
Okay.
sometimes longer, sometimes shorter. It's
Okay.
actually quite the workout. People don't realize it. I always tell my clients, please don't go to the gym beforehand. You're going to you won't even be able to walk out of the studio.
The person that you're photo shooting, I don't know. what the right word is. The people that you're actually shooting, I like that word. The people that you're actually shooting, they're the ones that get worn out, not
Yeah.
you.
Well, so I only do one session a day. I don't book more than one unless I'm doing a marathon, and then I just won't book anything for a week or two before or after, because it really does drain you. But I think I've been doing it long enough and enough
Consistent,
time,
yeah.
consistently, that it's kind of like the gym for me.
Sure.
It's not shedding the weight, but
Wow, I
I'm
find that hard to
definitely-
believe that I'd get a workout out of that. But
so you use muscles that you don't typically use.
and you're instructing.
I always am willing to demonstrate a pose
Okay.
if they're not understanding. And I
Okay.
won't ask somebody to do something that I'm not willing to do myself.
Sure.
I'm a firm believer in practice what you preach.
Sure. Yeah, I know.
And
You
that-
told me that when I met, and I was supposed to.
Well, I
Show
will get on
myself.
the floor and I will do an arch for you if I
Yeah.
had to.
Can you pull up some of our photos, John? When we bring up the photos, like I'm always curious to know what you're thinking when you ask somebody, like right here. That I just love that photo.
So this is in my old studio. I've relocated, by the way,
Okay.
downtown.
So where is this?
So
then?
this is in my she shed.
Are you serious?
That's in my she shed, and I have some amazing lighting in there. And this was at the end of her photo shoot, and the light was just perfect.
Yeah, I'd say.
And so I just took the challenge of what can you do with this lighting, and that's what I ended up with.
So you say you take 700 images.
Yeah.
All right. So, like for her in this position right here, just to give an idea for someone that's doing this, do you tell her, hey, lay on the couch like this and look a certain way or look off? Or do you do all that? Or
I
do you
do.
let them just sort of feel the moment? Or
You know what,
Is
Jeff?
it like
you
an
should have come
acting-
in for a photo shoot.
I know.
You should have.
I told my wife. And it's-
No, so I do. I direct the person literally from their head to their toes. And I've been told I'm a toe Nazi. Okay, so always point your toes. Unpointed toes
Even for
drive me
guys,
crazy.
you want them to point
Maybe
their
not
toes?
so much for
Right,
guys.
right.
But definitely women, always point your toes. Drives
Okay.
me crazy when it's not.
That's a fabulous picture.
And she's pointing her toes.
Yeah, I looked right away when you said that. I was like, is she pointing her toes? John, you got another one?
So I'll often like put them in position, and then I'll just move myself around till I feel like I got the right angle. And
Okay. And you tell them to hold that position.
yeah, for
That's
for
where they get a
as much as they
workout.
can.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay.
And then I tell them to relax and breathe and let me know when they're ready to move on.
Awesome. I love this stuff. Do you have this on a slide presentation?
I do, yeah.
Oh, okay. That's a beautiful picture, too. That's just incredible. Was that the same girl?
Yeah.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
I love the use of shadows
Yeah.
in your stuff.
I love shadows. Light play is definitely one of my favorite things.
Now, when we talked, the first time when we talked, you said something about having an album or wall art. And when you said wall art, I was like, huh? Show myself on a wall just was like, to me, it was different. You know, if I were to have company over.
Sure.
And Jeff, why do you have yourself hanging up on the wall right there? But when I see this, I'm like, wow, this is way different.
Yeah, and a lot of times these photos are hung in people's bedrooms, their
Right,
master
right.
bedrooms over their bed, or even in like the gentleman's walk-in closet. There's a lot of
Okay.
times that's where they'll hang art, or even in the master bathroom. So there's quite a few places.
Sure,
I
sure.
find that guys tend to hang more wall art than the
They do.
women. And it's the same way, like if a husband comes into a reveal session with their wife, they're always prone to, they're proud.
Right, right.
They're proud. They want to put it up there. Women, I feel like, are a little more conservative and prefer albums.
Oh, okay. And now is there any other options between like album, wall art? Is there other things?
Digitals.
Digitals. Okay,
Digitals.
that's right. I remember. Oh, that's a cool pose.
It's the toes.
Pointed toes.
Pointed toes.
That's awesome. Now that looks like that was like in a house or something.
So that's actually at the Heitman house.
What's the Heitman House?
It's a wedding venue in Fort Myers.
No kidding. Okay. And do you have to like rent that room to do this?
It's so I know Jeremy. He's a great guy. I gave him a Starbucks gift card to be able to use his space. Don't tell
cool.
anybody.
How cool is that? Yeah, don't tell anybody.
We're telling everybody, but don't tell anybody. Okay, it's between us and all of you. But no, he. This was kind of a promotion thing for my brides.
Nice.
I think
okay.
I was trying to hit the market of bride to bees.
Yeah.
Give your groom to be an amazing album of yourself.
That would be nice. That's a
before
great
they
idea.
see you, so
how is that? Are you finding people do that?
Yeah.
Or yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, I would
a
imagine.
lot of people do.
You do it, John?
I do it, yeah.
Man, good for you. Good for you.
So I'm that bad wife, and I didn't give my husband a boudoir album on our wedding, and we just got married in August.
And you're a boudoir photographer?
And I'm a boudoir photographer. So I made up for it, though. I gave him a killer one for Christmas.
Okay, good. I thought you were going to go another way with that. I was like, well, be careful.
No.
Yeah, you haven't seen the album.
Right. Oh, that's true. I haven't seen the albums. This is a sweet shot, too. I like that.
So thank you.
Just playing with
this
the
would be more of like a
angles
wall art piece.
Yeah. That's in your studio.
Yes.
Okay. Yeah, I've been in your studio. It's amazing how you play with the shades and the colors here. Wow. This is just cool stuff. Now, let me ask you this. You have women that come in here, and, I mean, like I asked you about the transformation thing and the empowerment thing. When you're done with a session, they come back, they see their albums. I know they're impressed with them. What are they saying to you afterwards? I mean, I can't help but assume, like, this is just incredible. Thank you. So I feel so much different.
So sometimes, actually, a lot of times it's shock, and they sit there in awe.
Yeah.
And then they cry, and I love that part.
Yeah.
But I always get awkward when people cry, so I try not to say anything, and I just try to let people soak in the moment. And then I start nervously chatting, like, "Do you like it, or are you crying because you hate it?" But no, not usually, always. People, I haven't had one.
Really?
I haven't had one person tell me that they didn't like their photos.
Oh,
so.
okay. I thought you meant everyone cried. I was like,
Not
did
everybody.
guys cry too?
No, not everybody. But the majority of my clients, I have a lot of 45 plus women that really don't see themselves as anything amazing and I think everybody's beautiful. I don't care what color you are, what size you are, or how old you are. You're beautiful.
Right.
And it's my goal and my passion to show you that.
Yeah, bring
and
that
so
beauty.
Some people
everybody.
aren't ready to see exactly as they look and prefer more of like a fantasy type thing. And with like a fantasy session, I do a little bit more nip and tuck and airbrushing.
So you have variations of.
I do, and I go over that with every client, and I address their concerns and their insecurities. And a lot of moms, are nervous about their bellies. Well, we can either work around it with lingerie and hide it with a one piece, or you can have a little faith in me, and I'll airbrush you and do a little nip and tuck and.
Oh, that's interesting.
Yeah.
But they have to come out. I mean, I'm just looking at this, and I don't know who these people are and what's going on with them. But when you have these kind of photos that are empowering, I can't help but imagine them just, walking away with another element of confidence.
Absolutely.
And when you have confidence, everything else starts to shine a little bit brighter.
That's true.
You see people differently. Socially, you're more on your game. You can appreciate things better when you're confident because there's really nothing negative. There's no negative energy hitting you when you're walking with that.
And it's not a vain thing either.
I'm glad you brought that up because I'm sure a lot of people would view this and go, "Oh yeah, okay."
Right. Absolutely.
Right.
And my husband asks me all the time when I take selfies, "Why are you doing it?
Right.
You're create, what is it? A thirst trap or something?
A thirst trap. That's a good one, actually.
But I think there's a big difference between being vain and being boastfully, is that the right word? Being full of yourself and arrogant, as opposed to embracing who you are, loving yourself as you see yourself,
Right.
and going out into the world and owning it because you're beautiful.
Yeah. I don't know. Yeah, I get the whole thing about selfies. I mean, I take selfies. I'm in the fitness world and nutrition world, and I've had comments like, dude, come on, man. You don't have to take selfies and put yourself on the internet. Well, yeah, I do, because I'm sort of telling people what I do indirectly and the effects that food has on my body.
Sure.
Okay, a 55-year-old guy, and I know this, and I don't say this in any arrogant sense at all, is most 55-year-olds have a different look than what I do. You know, and I get it. Maybe they don't like working out.
For the record, I thought you were in your 40s.
Oh, I love you. Sorry. But, you know, some of these people, they don't like fitness. They don't, that's just something that just doesn't.
So here's a different perspective on it. When you do a selfie from working out, why are you doing a selfie? Is it because you're arrogant, or is it because you're proud of how far you've come?
That's exactly it. It's like, I work hard. I sacrifice a lot of good food.
Pizza. He will not eat pizza.
Right.
I tried.
You can't eat pizza and expect, you know, things to happen to your body in the right way. It's just not, that is not in the equation.
I have a love affair with pizza and beer.
We could talk after show. No, that is like this to me. You know, I tell all my clients, I'm like, just get rid of the sugar, the processed flour, dairy.
Everything that tastes good, just get rid of it, and you will look amazing.
But you can make other food taste good. It's just you have to be creative. And very creative, that is. You do. My wife tells everyone we live around Jeff's eating schedule. You know, because
we've been there.
Yeah. So, I mean, if you're in the fitness, you've been modeling, you've been in fitness, I can tell. And so you know that there's certain things you just can't do when you're doing like a training camp or whatever. But it's not about that. And this kind of art, it's totally different, but it's sort of the same thing. It's like you're showing off what I'm proud of.
Absolutely.
And if you're not proud of it, you're probably going to walk away proud of it. Where you're like, I got another level I just reached.
I have a lot of people that come in and said, I didn't think a single image was going to turn out good. And I don't know what that says about me or our pre-session discussion.
No, I think it's their own perspective.
I think so too.
Yeah,
and I really only had one client that unfortunately tore herself apart. She loved her photos, but she tore herself apart. And, you know, to keep things anonymous, but someone put it in a perspective of this woman has spent the first 45 years of her life probably being the most drop dead gorgeous person out there. You know, like she was like the beauty queen of class.
Yeah.
And when age finally caught up with her, although I mean, I just paid to have my hair look like her hair because her hair was just naturally beautiful. Like she was stunning. Blue eyes, gorgeous silver ombre to platinum hair, like things to be jealous of. And she didn't see it.
It's sort of like a dysmorphia.
Well, I think it's age catching up, and she was so used to her younger days.
She just didn't want to acknowledge
she didn't
where
want
she
to
was.
acknowledge it, even though she's stunning.
Yeah.
Absolutely stunning.
Well, I'm trying to think of it in men's terms, like almost like being really good at a sport, and then it's over. And when you're not at that same level anymore, you don't want to even be around it.
Or what about when you're really fit, and then when you start to lose your muscle tone, and your skin's no longer tight, and you've got the stretch marks? You know, like I think it's kind of the same idea.
Yeah, I don't know. I find this just this whole thing so positive, and while many people may have their negative spin on it, I just can't help but want to argue that point. Like, these people, they're stunning no matter how they look in here in this type of art. Do you have any more, or did we run through them all?
It's my favorite one. It's like a Renaissance painting.
It is a very erotic picture, a very like sensual, like desirable kind of.
So while we're
thing
stuck
that's-
on these like really R-rated photos,
These are R-rated?
Not really.
Oh,
They're
okay.
not R-rated, but the sensual photos. They're
Yeah.
the nude ones.
Yeah.
Just to put it out there, like not all my clients go nude, but I will say that a lot more of them, since I posted one nude photo on Instagram, everybody
Oh, I would imagine.
has been, I want to do that.
Yeah.
Let's do that.
It's like a challenge too.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, if I were to do something, I'd like want to like get in shape and
It's like raw beauty.
yeah.
It really is. And
Yeah.
honestly, like when it comes to these hard cut lighting ones, I don't really do much editing on those. There's no need.
Wow. That's extraordinary, actually. Oh, that's a cool shot. That's a cool shot.
He was a really good sport.
What do you mean, sport?
He
yeah,
wasn't.
how are men during
He
this
wasn't
thing?
planning on going naked, but
Oh, really? You convinced him? Hey, you'll have a towel? Or what is that
It's
he's
a
holding?
sheet.
A sheet, okay.
It's a sheet.
How are guys during shoots?
Nervous.
Are they
Very nervous.
Are they
Very self-conscious.
more
There's
than women?
Probably more than women. And so I've had more guys tell me they would rather have a female photographer, but they're still super nervous.
Yeah, I agree. I'd rather have a female photographer. I don't know why.
Well, I don't know, but just so
I
you
don't
all know.
It's like having a male guy massage me.
I mean, I can understand that part, but like the things that guys worry about though is not the stuff that I'm focusing on.
All right. Next picture.
Next.
We'll keep this so everybody can watch the show. No, these are good. So men are that's actually amazing to me. Men are more self-conscious than women. You know what? In my business, I hear more women, cracking on themselves than men. That's why I find that odd. Do men photo shoots go a lot smoother or are they rougher?
So I feel like I'm a lot more awkward when it comes to like my flow is a lot more awkward when it comes to shooting men, only because it's just up and coming. So
Right.
they're not who I photograph all the time.
Right.
So my workflow with women goes a lot more
you're
smoothly,
running smooth,
and I
okay.
just kind of go right through
And then
it.
guys, is it just because you don't quite have the angles down or
so it's
positions?
not that. I don't want to pose them too feminine.
Yeah, that's true.
I don't want to. Yeah.
Why you got me standing like this?
Right. I don't want to make them too feminine. And then the other thing is men, they're more towards the wall art pieces, right?
Right.
So with wall art, you tend to be more artsy and more light play. So instead of going through and creating like a series for an album, it's more trying to capture individual art pieces.
Gotcha. Go slide over to one of the women ones. I'll tell you when to stop. Right there. Nope, the other one. So you can't have a guy do this.
No. No.
No, you're. So
I
you're.
mean, you could.
You're limited. No, stop. So
He just shot that right down.
you're.
Jeff, have a more open mind.
Okay, fine, you could. Let's move on. The guys, are you limited with like positions then?
I would definitely say we're a little bit more
Yeah,
limited,
yeah.
but there is a way to man up at any pose. I mean,
Yeah.
obviously this isn't the most manly, but I've got the guys.
Man up and pose. It's just not registering in my brain right now. Go to the next picture, please. Oh yeah, you don't have to show this all the time. Yeah. No, I get it. Yeah, I do get it. Where guys couldn't. I mean, they could pull this off, but like a manly guy, what kind of position does he want to be in? are you sort of stripping that from him? Like, I feel like if with a guy, that's like sort of like I don't know, like a fighter or something. You know, some of these poses I don't see them doing. Like, what would you do with them? Give me an idea. Or is it just your sort
They're
of?
going to get in that pose and they're going to like it. No, I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding. No, usually they're pretty good sports about doing
Whatever
the pose
you're
that I
telling them.
ask. They, they're trusting the professional. And then if it doesn't turn out good, obviously I don't turn it over to them.
Right.
And sometimes it's just a trial and error because that's how I grow. So I always try to throw in new things to every session.
Good.
Every single session. Whether it works.
Right.
Not
I mean,
always.
that's when you take when you're looking at the film. Boom.
I have found that my gentlemen clients send me a lot more inspiration ideas.
What do you mean?
They really get nervous. They overthink it.
Oh, really?
Not
Oh,
really.
so they're sort of telling you what pictures they want?
So I do open the idea, send me anything that you like and you come across and you feel it's fitting to you.
Fair enough.
I can't exactly replicate that image, but it gives me an idea of the style that you're looking for. So if somebody starts sending me a lot of bodyscaping, which is like close up, this is the start of bodyscaping.
Yeah.
And a lot of gentlemen with, not like a six pack or big muscles tend to like these kind of photos, and they make great wall art. So if somebody starts sending me that, then that gives me an idea of, okay, this is his taste. This is where I'm going to go with it. Okay. Yeah. Now, if they just start sending pictures of guys drinking coffee in the morning, like the more casual look, and it has happened.
I could see that.
Then
that's
we're
probably
go a different
me.
Route.
Little coffee snob that I am. Oh yeah, let's have me drinking some coffee. Right.
Bring your favorite mug.
You can even see the tattoo in here.
Yeah.
I love the texture of it because you can see all the lines, and that's crazy. Yeah. So okay, they send you some crazy photos. Have you run across some of that, or crazy ideas when they come in? Like
sometimes I do have a gentleman coming up, and I'm super excited to work with him, and I know he's been really excited because he's been sending me lots of ideas.
That's me,
and,
guys.
And I've had to rein him in a little bit when he sent me smoke bombs. I was like, wait a minute, we can't light smoke bombs in the studio.
Are you kidding?
No.
That'd actually be a pretty cool idea.
It was an awesome image. It really was. It was very well done, but fire hazards.
Can you run a fog machine?
Probably.
That could be pretty cool on the ground. Like, smoke out the floor. Oh, that.
Listen, bring the fog machine. We can make it happen.
Right. Yeah. I'm gonna have to try this. Good God.
So wait, if you go back, they're kind of similar in poses. It's pretty much this, and then go forward one. No, back the other way. There. You see that? They're in similar poses. I've just manned up his.
Man. Good. Yeah, I like this. This is really good. Now, what's your Instagram?
Marissa Harlow _boudoir.
Okay, folks, go check it out. There's more. There's more.
There's lots more.
All right. So now, have you ever thought of like taking it another level? Are there other levels to this?
I think there's always growing
right.
and being better.
I mean, are there other niches within the boudoir industry?
So my new fascination is erotica.
Okay, what's erotica now?
More of a sexual, intimate, hardcore. I don't know how else to put it.
So it's like porn, but on photos.
But like artsy porn.
No, I know that. I didn't mean to make it sound like that.
Don't make it porn, man.
I'm trying to make it like so everyone understands. So
yes, it is very pornographic.
Wow,
like that's the line of pornographic. And I don't mean to sound perverted when I'm like, hey, my new fascination is, because that's not my goal with every client. Let me tell you. But
what do we have on this podcast?
Listen, just keep the wine flowing.
Just keep drinking, right? Pretty soon I'm going to drink. These are recorded, right?
This is off the record.
Right. No, go on. I'm being serious. Go on.
Well, no, I think that there's a way of creating those intimate porn-like
Yeah.
images in an artistic manner that I think makes a killer addition to albums.
Yeah, some may think it's twisted. If you have an open mind to it, I totally get it. That could be some really cool art.
Mm-hmm.
Some really cool art. Honey? No, she's going to kill me. She's going to kill me. So what would it take for you to, I'm just trying to think of people that would actually go into the studio thinking, this is what we're going to do. Unless they're already like that, sort of. They're like they've already broken through sort of these
A lot
barriers.
of them come in super unsure that they
Yeah.
even want to do a session, period. And I always...
A boudoir?
Yeah. And, like it's piqued their interest.
Yeah.
They're definitely interested enough that they want to come in and meet me and talk to me about it. And just to get a general idea of how things work.
I was just...
And make
you
sure
took
that
the
I'm a
words fro-
legit
Yeah,
person.
Yeah.
Before they just undress in front of somebody.
Right.
I got railroad. I forgot what I was saying.
No, I actually forgot what I was asking.
Oh.
No, yeah. The thing is the comfort level of someone when they come in, and you're into the erotica industry.
Yes. Okay, thank you.
Like if let's just hypothetically say, my wife and I were like, oh yeah, this sounds really cool, but man, I don't know, let's just give it a shot. Now you got to go in there and for lack of better words, you have to perform.
Well, not necessarily. I haven't had people. I've kind of drawn the line at sex on camera. I'm not there yet, but I'm not against it.
So that's not erotica.
So it would be, but that would be more of a couple session.
Right. That's what I'm talking about.
And I wouldn't say that I'm not per se comfortable with it, but I want to say probably my clients are a little bit more uncomfortable with it and maybe I'm not shedding out the confidence yet on doing
Gotcha.
both couples like intimate.
Yeah.
So when it comes to erotica, if I'm shooting it, it's usually just female and
Okay.
yeah, and we're making art with it.
Okay.
I do get couples and usually the guys will keep their boxers on.
Okay.
They
So
get
how do you? So you just edit that out of the picture?
No.
Like erase the boxer?
So I can either shoot at an angle where I'm
Right,
not capturing
sure,
it,
yeah.
or it's in there. I
Right,
mean,
right.
it's not the end of the world. They're usually it's pretty obvious that they're not having sex
So
on
right.
camera.
Okay.
It makes sense.
Maybe I misunderstood then because maybe we used the word porn and that just went through my head.
Yeah.
Thinking that way.
I-
Call it soft porn? Is that what they call it?
Yeah, I guess
Yeah,
you could
yeah.
kind of call it that.
I don't know. Talk to me like I'm not really a 6-year-old, but talk to me as if I understood as a 6-year-old.
There's actually an artist. I can't remember his name, which is really bad. So I apologize to him if he ever sees
He can look him
this.
up if he's online.
I mean, I could send it. It's on my phone. They're private links.
Mm-hmm.
And it's the name of his site is John Wolf is Retired, and he specifically shoots erotic, but it's so tasteful.
Right.
It's so beautifully done, and I think that's kind of where it inspired me
Sure.
to do that.
Sure.
So it's something I'm dabbling in, and I've gotten a lot more people interested in doing it, which has been great on my
it's a
end.
whole nother avenue.
Yeah.
It's, I could imagine.
There we go. You found it.
Oh gosh, yeah. I don't know if we can show this on the podcast, but
Me either.
yeah.
But you see how it's like super artsy.
Just think if we were live.
I can see where your work and where this is like intertwining.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
So just picture that at the end of an album, right? If your
Yeah.
wife gifted you something, that would make for a very happy ending.
Yeah, I like that picture with the hand on the hip right there.
Mm-hmm.
Just showed the whole grabbing the skin. Very, very artsy. Yeah, we definitely can't show this on the podcast. But you all can wonder what we're looking at. That's cool. I wish you the best on that.
Thank you.
Yeah, I might be knocked. No, I won't. Wife's listening.
Well, I'm super thankful that my husband's a good sport about it.
Yeah, it's funny you bring that up because John, my producer, he goes, "What did you ask me?" You said something like, "Is her husband okay with that?"
Yeah.
Does he? Yeah. Does he have a hard time with?
Yeah, I mean, there's a lot of insecure guys out there.
Yeah.
So when I photograph men, I never am by myself. I
Oh, that's good.
always have
Yeah.
a chaperone.
Yeah, that's
and
good.
usually it's my makeup artist. She's a super good sport with sitting in.
Yeah.
And
For your safety.
for my
number one.
safety, for their safety,
Right.
for my reputation, I don't ever want questions. And, definitely out of respect for my husband,
Yeah.
I always have a chaperone.
That's good.
Yeah.
That's good. All right. Yeah, we're not going to show those images. For sure. So what do you now? Okay, outside of boudoir photography, what's your life like? I mean, you have any kids? Or?
Whew, I have 3 kids, 3 boys. I don't have a girl. But, it is what it is. Boy, mom for
You're
life.
blessed 3 times.
I am.
Yeah.
No, I adore them. So I have a 12-year-old, 5-year-old, and a 1-year-old. And
A
a
1-year-old.
and a 37-year-old.
Oh, and a 37-year-old. Good guy. There you go. He's still, good.
No, so I mean, kids pretty much consume all my spare time, and we don't really do much.
Does boudoir take up a lot of your mind?
It does.
Yeah.
It
Because you're on the
does.
creative end of all of this.
Yes, and if I'm not shooting, I'm always thinking about what I could shoot.
Exactly. Yeah,
Yeah.
I could see my head just spinning constantly if it was something like this. I've always appreciated artwork, especially photography. Looking at angles or structures of a picture,
Mm-hmm.
how it's all lined up, like almost like linear to some degree. There's
Sure.
some patterns that are going on there. But this is really crazy stuff that I'm gonna try.
You should.
I just don't know when, but I'm not afraid to push that button.
Awesome.
And do it. So I'll make sure I find a boudoir other than you. No, I'm kidding.
I mean, I can refer you to somebody, but they're out of state. I've been told that there's not many photographers in the area that are willing to shoot men in a boudoir style,
Really?
and I'm not sure why.
Maybe you call it a different name other than boudoir. What is boudoir? Isn't it like a woman's
Lingerie
dressing
room,
Yeah. Okay.
So I guess the other word would be boudoir.
Dude.
But when I think of boudoir, because this is what the images that are typically with the word, a boudoir, I feel, is kind of maybe men making fun of the idea
Yeah,
of
it's sort of be
boudoir. It's like,
douchey-like.
it's kind of a joke. Whereas my clients, I find, are more serious about it and are actually looking for artistic pieces.
You got to come up with a name. Because you want to have a respectful kind of connotation behind it.
Hmm. There's another
Boudoir.
photographer. She's not local to us, but she does photographs men a lot, or used to. I think
Yeah.
she's kind of retiring, but
And boudoir style? or-
boudoir style,
Okay.
and she was fantastic. And it was Men by Jen,
Oh,
right? So that's
nice.
super
Nice
catchy.
ring. Yeah. Yeah, I wonder if you could hit another niche by attacking the market. Other than it's just my head spinning.
Sure.
The entrepreneurial
Yeah.
side of my head is, because seeing men in this kind of thing isn't a bad thing.
No.
I mean, why not expound the market if you can? I know I'll be in there and John will be following me next on a different day. Not following me, like into the place. How's the wine?
Wash the sheets.
The wine is great, and
Apothic brew infused with cold brew coffee.
it's so good.
This is your favorite?
Yeah,
Really? All right, I got the right one.
yeah. The apothics are
What is
definitely
apothic?
good.
What does that mean?
I don't know.
John,
I
you should
just
know
like
this.
their
You're
wine.
like deep into this kind of not wine, but you're a very smart dude. Do you know what this is?
Isn't like apocryphy like some sort of like herbal mixing like for medieval times or something?
See, I told you he's gonna come up with something.
Apothecary.
Apothecary.
Is that what it's called?
Well, no, I did see a wine that had apothecary, the whole word on it.
Yeah, so that's That's the same brand.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Their red blend, I think, is I can't even say it.
Apothecary.
Okay, we
Apothecary?
can cut this part out, right?
No,
I'm
no.
trying to
This is
say
where we
this.
have fun because then I
Pop,
tag
pop,
them.
Yeah.
I tag them. Say, yeah, we drank your wine, and it's good. I even got these little rumchatas.
Oh gosh, we don't need rum chata.
That's milk. Yeah. We used to call this whale milk. Yeah, different word other than milk. Yeah, that's what I did drink.
I am picking up what you're putting down.
Right. Yeah. So what's new for you on the horizon? Anything? I like your
Geez.
studio. Now that's relatively new, right?
Yeah, so I got my studio beginning of March, and then this
Oh, so
Corona
just
stuff
got it.
happened.
Oh yeah. How is that affecting you?
So it hasn't been as bad as it could have been. I've had a couple of reschedules, understandably so. But so far, the majority of my clients have been amazing and supportive and are still hanging on there with me. So
Yeah. It's just crazy what this thing is doing.
yeah, I'm getting a little stir crazy at home.
Yeah.
And, it's a real test of our marriage. Just kidding. Just kidding. We're pretty solid. But
We're pretty solid. That was encouraging. I feel so bad for this guy right now. No.
no, he's such a good sport.
Well, you have a sense of humor, so yes, you have to be a good sport.
He has to be
Yeah.
a good sport to deal with me.
Yeah, well, he's got the express elevator going up. That's what I always say. There's no stops. He just
Yep.
straight up.
Isn't it weird to do boudoir photos of people that you know?
Okay.
That's a good question.
So
Yeah.
it can be. Fun fact, one of the photos that's up there is actually my mom. And my mom
Which one? Sure.
does not really. She's
Mom, sorry,
she's
we're showing
coming
you again.
around.
We're
That's definitely not my mom. That's my mom, right there.
Nice.
That's my mom, and she's gonna be 60 in July.
Oh, she's beautiful.
She is.
Yes.
She really is.
That is awesome. Good job, Mom.
She doesn't really approve
She did this.
of what I do.
Oh, she doesn't?
And it took some convincing. It did take some convincing. And then at the end, she said to me, this is coming from the woman who downright does not approve of what I do. She just doesn't see the point in it.
Yeah.
Okay? She thinks it's
I
a
can
very
understand different.
yeah. She
looks
thinks
at
it's
this,
very vain. But she said to me after I had edited a few images, she said, if I was 45 again, I would do this in a heartbeat.
Oh, there you
And
go.
I wish you were doing it when I was 45, because that was when I was in my prime. I was at my best,
Yeah.
and I would have loved to have had images like this to have given your dad for days like today. He could,
Wow,
remember
what a
her
great
as
testimony
she was.
that is for you.
Right?
Yeah. Now, how does she look at you now doing this?
She's come around.
Yeah.
She definitely didn't want me tagging her because she doesn't have
Yeah.
pants on, but
Yeah.
she's got a sweater on.
Right.
So
I think it's a great photo.
she,
I think
we
it's
kept it very.
Is
we
that
kept-
her too?
That's her. Yeah, we kept
Oh
it very
my
G-rated for her.
goodness. Mom looks great.
But she loved getting a makeover and some pampering, and her
That's
photo shoot.
That's incredible. I love what this stuff does. I do. That's why I wanted you on the show.
Thank
I mean,
you.
I saw a few of those photos, and I was like, I was taken aback by, looking deeper into things.
Yeah.
It's just not a photo. If you're going to surface view things, that's all you're going to get.
Sure.
You're not going to get any something that strikes you inside. And I can only imagine what your mom was thinking. If she said that she would want you doing this
Yeah.
when she was 45, that right there took away everything she said before.
I think it was a wake-up call when she
Yeah.
came into the studio and actually saw how it goes down,
Yeah.
like what I do. It's not just ladies getting into skimpy lingerie, and it's definitely not always the college student size 2. That's not,
Right.
maybe that's what's on my Instagram or Facebook, those are the people that sign off to say, hey, go ahead and use my photos.
Right.
I don't mind.
Right.
And, one of the reasons that helped convince my mom to do this was, Mom, I really need somebody in your mature age to demonstrate that this is a thing. At your age, you are still just as beautiful as you were at 45.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay, I'm 55. I'm in that age range.
You are in that age range.
I think I'm in that.
I keep getting ladies commenting on my Facebook in their 70s, and
That's
I'm waiting.
crazy.
I'm really hoping one of those babes comes in and sees me.
Yeah, that would be really cool.
Yeah.
Wow. And you know what else too is your mom? This is your mom and her daughter. So she's seeing, my daughter, she's still hugging you and trying to protect you in a certain type of
Sure.
way. I can't help but think that. Because if my daughter was doing it, I'd make sure you're safe.
Yeah. Well, and I'm sure
You know?
she was concerned, like, for my reputation and whatever. But I've worked really hard on keeping a steady reputation and a clean and honest
Yeah.
reputation. Like, I'm not a sleazeball out there
Right.
trying to just take dude pictures.
Now, now you go to the other side of erotica. What do you think she would think about that?
Yeah, no, she doesn't know that part.
She's
And
not
if
watching
she watches
this. No, cut this
we're gonna just clip this part. No, that's all right. She'll just roll her eyeballs and be like, "Oh God."
So she's a good sport that way.
She is.
Yeah.
She'll just
She might
kinda,
not approve, but she'll give you a hard time.
She'll look at the other way and pretend like she doesn't know what I'm
like
doing.
Mom.
Yeah, and she didn't unfollow my page, but she just kind of put it on so where she can't see what I post.
Yeah, like it's a reminder. Oh, I told her not to do this.
But my dad does.
He does approve?
Well, no, my dad follows my page because there's one photo he liked and it was my mom's.
Oh, there you go.
Yeah. So I know he's on there. Whether he really follows what I post, I don't know. But
Yeah. Wow, that's great. That's a great story. Very good. How much time we have, John?
About 5 minutes.
Okay. So what else? Do you have Facebook?
yes, so it's Marissa Harlow Photography on Facebook.
That's a Facebook page.
That's
that you
a
have?
Facebook
Okay.
page.
And what else?
And then my Instagram, which is Marissa Harlow _boudoir.
Okay.
And then my website's just marissaharlow.com.
.com. Well, it's been a pleasure.
Thank you.
It's been a pleasure having your husband in here
Thank
with
you
us.
for having me.
I've seen him smile a lot, so
He's
you
very
know,
supportive.
Yes.
These are really big on my head.
No, they're fine.
Okay.
You look fine.
They're falling.
We want to thank you though for taking time out. I know you're probably about an hour away from us.
Yeah.
45 minutes an hour. It took the time to come out here and share what you do with us, and it's great content. Good
Well,
value.
I appreciate it. I really do. So.
All right. Thank
and
you.
this was my first, so pretty cool.
How was it? How did it go? You feel good?
Okay, hold on. Okay.
I mean, okay, everyone, she was very nervous about
I
going
was.
on. How do you feel now?
I'm sweating.
Yeah, I am too. We do this all the time.
Okay, so it's
Yeah,
not the nerves.
No, I think it's just the body heat in here after looking at those photos.
I thought
No.
it was my nerves.
No, we do get warm in here. Once we open that door.
I didn't mean to call you out.
Yeah.
My studio gets really hot too,
Yeah.
but I'm up and down a ladder a lot.
No, we're just yapping. That's all we're doing. But how do you feel? Was it easy enough?
Yeah,
right.
it's not bad.
right.
I could probably
It's
no.
really good.
It is actually. It would kind of be fun to do a group of chicks and your wine and just kind of talk
think so?
nonsense. Yeah.
We can do that.
Really?
Yeah. If you have girls that want to just have a group chat and talk crazy,
Yeah.
I'm down.
Okay.
Yeah,
I'll hold you to it because I
John-
got a big group of girls that.
No, for sure. We would do it. If you have some kind of theme to it, we could even mess around with that.
We're all entrepreneurs.
Yeah. I mean, we're definitely open. What I'm planning on doing is having my daughter, she's 11, having her own podcast.
Oh, cool.
Where she interviews a friend of her age, and I'm sort of like the moderator.
Yeah.
And I lead them in a direction of talking about, hey, like the COVID-19.
Yeah.
What are you girls thinking? And then they just sort of yap.
That would be
Yeah,
cool.
it's something, to get them used to being in front of people.
Sure.
Sort of a life skill. Mm-hmm. And also some leadership,
Yeah.
development there. And who knows? Maybe they have their own podcast that hits big time,
Right?
just from having that experience or that niche, if you will. So, yeah, if you find girls that want to be on here and you guys want to chit chat and talk about stuff going on in life.
Yeah.
That's what we like to do.
Awesome.
Yeah. So it's not always about what people do. It's about, like if you ever wanted to come back on and just talk, we're always down for that.
Cool.
It's, people get to know you
Yeah.
on air and then they want to see you again.
I might take you up on it.
For sure.
So,
Let me
like
know.
the first time I did video, I was a hot mess. Like a hot mess.
Yeah,
So
that's
I'm
rough though.
And I'm trying really hard to not look at those cameras over there.
Yeah, no, it's rough. Ask John. He did a video for my business and I thought I knew what I was going to say. It went right out the window.
Yeah. No,
It's rough. But when you're live and you're just having conversation.
that's true. And it's easier when you're feeding off somebody else.
Yep.
When it's just you, you're like a deer in a headlight.
Right. You're looking at because you're looking at the camera.
So I can clip this, right?
Right.
Okay, what do I say though? Hi.
Well, we got
And
to
that's
the,
it.
we got to the point where I needed a teleprompter. I had to have one.
That was me.
Yeah. Yeah, I put it on. You could use an iPad.
Oh.
And they have teleprompter apps where it runs right through for
I
you.
tried to read it on my phone, but that was really obvious.
Yeah.
That I was like, okay.
Do you have like a tripod set up for doing this, or
Yeah.
just put your like iPad right by the camera?
Then I have to wear my glasses.
Yeah, I wear sunglasses so they can't see my eyes like scrolling.
Oh, that's a good idea.
Yeah.
That is a good idea.
Yeah.
I try to not do too many videos. I try.
Mm.
And if I am making videos, at least I'm trying to do it while I'm
I
working.
think it'd be super cool if you had videos like you at work.
I have some on my website.
Oh, do you?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Yeah, because I could see you like, being all like perky and I'm about to shoot this.
I am definitely not like that though.
Okay. Well, there goes my vision.
Sorry to crush that.
I'll
for
just
you.
let you do
I'm
your
just
job. Done enough of me getting into that business.
Sorry. I
Right.
just shut that right down.
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
try to avoid contact with the camera.
Oh, okay. All right.
I really, it's funny because I love to take pictures and I used
Yeah.
to model, but when it comes to video, I get so nervous. I overthink it or something, and it's a mess. It's a
I
hot
understand.
mess.
Trust me, I
So-
understand. Ask him. They did nothing but laugh at me because I couldn't get it together. Yeah. So, anyways, all right. Thank you very much. We
Thanks
look
for
forward to
having me.
seeing more of your work, and I'm hoping I get myself in there. I really mean that.
Yeah.
I am not just saying I'm not blowing smoke. I'd really like to try it just so I can experience it.
Sure.
And
yeah,
then
absolutely.
who knows? Maybe we have a follow-up podcast, talk about how silly I was or whatever.
Oh, he feels like he'd be silly.
Yeah,
but I
whatever.
Think you'd
The
do good.
experience. I
yeah,
think it would
absolutely.
just be fun and let people know that, hey, even though I had you as a guest on here, I tried your work. I think
Yeah.
it would be a cool follow-up kind of thing.
That would be cool.
right.
I'm down.
All
so
right.
thanks so much for having me.
Absolutely welcome. All right, let's call it a wrap, brother. Bye.